Good day to one and all. Hope you all have prepared the two poems which we have already discussed in the video. The first one which we have done from the last, the noble nature as well as the beggar. Today we are going to do the second poem of intermediate first year, Happiness. Happiness is written by Carl August Sandburg. Before starting the introduction of poet, let's discuss about objectives of this poem. This poem is going to help the learners to understand the true meaning of much talked about, less understood emotion, happiness. So, we are going to get the idea in this poem that what the actual meaning of the word and the emotion happiness. Next one, it is going to prove that the learners living and experiencing matters a lot. In our life, what is the most important purpose is to live the life and experience something which is very much valuable. Third, the last objective, which is also an important aspect, that is, you are going to understand, the learner is going to understand the value of examples as against the precepts. So, on the whole, this poem is going to give us the idea of the emotion, what happiness is, and in what particular things the human being can feel happy. Carl August Sandburg, born in 1878 and died in 1967. He was a famous American poet and also won Pulitzer Prizes for 3 times. Sandburg was having a biography written by him was Biography of Abraham Lincoln. Because of its popularity too, he got a good fame on that particular timing. He was an excellent student, but because of the circumstances, he has to leave his early childhood to earn the livelihood. He has left his studies and started earning his bread due to some certain reason. He worked as a paper boy and also delivered milk, assisted in barber shops too. All the odd kind of work, whatever a child could get in his age, he has done those kind of work to earn the livelihood. Even he washed dishes and painted houses. After that, he took up journalism and produced a quite few poems. So, according to the introduction of this poet, what we must have to include in our examination is about his born, the birth date and the death one. After that, 3 Pulitzer Prizes we must have to mention, and then the biography of Abraham Lincoln. If you would like to make it enough, so whatever the work he has done, we can add up that too. Karl Marx is a person from his childhood experienced a lot of things. Even though he has not completed his studies, but he had experienced the realities of life. Maybe because of this reason, his poems resembles the real thought, real emotion, and the scene behind what it is going to be as a boy, as a child. If he may not get the opportunity as a common boy, because of those kind of influences in his mind too, we can understand that how beautifully he has understand the emotion happiness and described here. The poem is a simple poem with a pertinent question. Here, the poet has written this poem in the form that he is asking questions to n number of people around the world and asking the answer to make it satisfied that what happiness is. It is composed in a free verse and the poem like an anecdote to the society. It established the experience matters more than education, right? So he is not only explaining and asking several questions, interrogating many people to understand what the actual meaning of happiness. Here, the reader will understand and learn what actually can give us comfort when we feel more comfortable in the lap of nature too. This was about the poem. Now shall we discuss about the poem. Before starting up the poem, take a pencil in your hand and just write down the characters. In this poem, the first one is the narrator, can say a speaker. Second one, to whom he is asking the question. Those are professors, executives. After asking professors and executives, he also asking several people. So the first main character is speaker, the second one professors, and the third one is executives. These are the main characters to whom he is concerning and would like to evaluate what actually the meaning of happiness is. Let's begin with the poem. I asked the professors who teach the meaning of life to tell me what happiness is. And I went to famous executives who boss the work of thousands of men. They all shook their heads and gave me a smile as thought I was trying to fool with them. And then one Sunday afternoon, I wandered out along the Des Plaines River and I saw a crowd of Hungarians under the trees with their women and children and a keg of beer and an accordion. This simple free verse poem, Happiness, which is written by Carl August Sandburg in the first stanza, in these two lines, the poem is beginning with interrogation. Here, the poet would like to know the meaning of happiness, what the word meaning happiness actually means. So, he is asking a number of professors. In our society, professors means the person who is a senior teacher in a university, means these people will give you the idea of what actually the meaning of life. They teach the students in that way. So he was very much confident that professors are the real people who can give him the idea of what happiness is. But he didn't get any answer which may satisfied him the most. Then he went to the executives. In the society, executive means the people who order, who supervise, and who are in top level as administrator. As they are a boss of many people, he was sure about that these kind of people may also can give the answer to his question, and he asked them what happiness is. After getting a question from the poet, they just nod their heads and give him a smile, as if the poet thought that they are making him a fool. Or they may also have thought that by this kind of question, author, the poet, would like to make fool of them. In both the situation, he doesn't get the proper answer. After asking to these main persons from the society, He was totally shattered and thought that I may not get the real meaning of happiness as he has asked many people, right? The professors have not satisfied him to understand the meaning of happiness. Even the executives were unable to give him a satisfied answer. In the both circumstances, he was just having a question in his mind without having an answer. After and then one Sunday afternoon, so the question was arising in his mind. With that question, he was just puzzled himself and was very much keen to get the answer. For getting the answer, he went to many people, but he didn't get the perfect answer for the meaning of happiness. He has given one situation where on Sunday afternoon he wandered, means without having any of the work, just simply would like to chill out, so that he went to the Des Plaines River. When he went on the Des Plaines River, the weather was so calm and serene. How the weather will be there in riverside across, so they were enjoying. On the Des Plaines River, the beach side, he saw a crowd of Hungarians. Here you can add up the next character as Hungarians, who are the most important character here in this poem. So, and I saw a crowd of Hungarians under the trees. On the Des Plaines River bank, he has seen a group of Hungarians who were just. So the Hungarians were just sitting under a tree. They were the family members having a wife, a husband, a children, and a keg of beer in their hands. They were having just music all around and singing and dancing, not bothering about the world, not even thinking anything else. By seeing their faces, their emotions which were coming out when they are spending time with their family members, and the gestures what they are giving to one another while enjoying themselves were the one of the most important emotion which he has captured there in his mind. And once in a fraction of second he said, yes, this is happiness. Happiness means is living in the present without having any of the feeling like thinking about the world, what it is happening around. Happiness is the feeling of a present timing which we are spending with happiness with our family members. It is not all about wealth, how much the wealth you are possess and how much the value things you are having in your life, the luxuries and all those things. What is important is you must have to satisfy yourself and have to feel happy. Happiness means spending time with our loved ones, having a quality time where you enjoy, where you forget the world, and give happiness not only to your family members, you also could feel happy. So, in this poem, Carl August Sandburg's giving the value for the emotion and the connection of the people who you love the most. If you will spend time with them and satisfy yourself, it is all about happiness. Here is a glossary, you can have a glance too. Professor, the senior teachers in a university. Executives, top level administrator, which we already have discussed. Boss, one who orders. Shook head, moved head, either way, saying no. Right? They are saying just no. Wandered, walked around without any particular purpose. Whenever we feel unhappy or whenever we are not having any sort of goals to go somewhere, just we would like to chill out ourselves. Those kind of wandering, those kind of walk can be called as wandering. Displain, a river that flows through southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois in US. So he has taken one river name over here which is a proper noun. It is in US. Keg, a container. Accordion, a portable box shaped musical instrument. So with the accordion means here with the music system they were just having a nice music and having drinks too with that of family members. They are enjoying with their children and women. This situation has given him the idea that spending a quality of time living in the present is happiness. Happiness may not lies in wealth, it may not lies in luxuries, it lies within our soul. When we are satisfied with our surrounding and thinking about our present situation and enjoying it a lot is all about happiness. Anyone can be happy if we are getting satisfied with our surroundings. This will makes you happy. You can experience it. Apart from this, the poem, when you are going to write in the examination, it is very much required that you must have to write the poet introduction as well as the characters. If you will mention, it will make your answer apt. Here the questions are there available, A and B. Both questions have their own importance. Like in the second one, you must have to justify the statement, and in the first one, you have to explain the narrators in finding what happiness is. Both answers are very much important. You can go through with it. Definitely, after completion of this poetry, we are going to have discussion about the material too, so that it will be helpful for your examination. Do prepare well for your examination and be ready to cope up for good marks as your rank is depend on your languages. So focus on languages too and do learn whatever you are completing on a particular day. On the same time, if you will learn, it will makes you easy to understand the concept as well as you can revise your syllabus too. Wish you all the best. Enjoy yourself and do practice it a lot so that it will be easy for you. Definitely, the last poem we are going to discuss soon so that we will finish off the poetry part. Soon after the finishing of poetry part, I would like to discuss about the prose one. So be ready. Thank you.